Thank you very much, and thank you everybody for the opportunity to present ArchTIS. Um, ArchTIS stands for Architected Trusted Information Sharing, and we're trusted to safeguard the world's most sensitive information. I hope that when you, by the end of this presentation, you'll understand that that's not just a goal, but that is something that we're doing on a daily basis in the cybersecurity world and for our clients, protecting their most valuable asset, their information and their data. My name is Daniel Lay, and I'm the CEO and Managing Director and one of the founders of ArchTIS. So thank you very much for this opportunity to present the company. Look, just at a glance, I just wanted to take you, those new investors, to ArchTIS across what ArchTIS actually does, and a little bit about what you're actually investing in. First and foremost, you're investing in an experienced executive team which has global success in their individual careers and also with this company. My background has been as the inaugural Director of ICT Security for the Australian Customs Service, working with the Australian Department of Defence, and then obviously founding ArchTIS. Kurt Marfamone, our global coup and US president, has been twice a fast Deloitte 50 company director and is the director of a billion-dollar company as well. And Kylie Sheether, who's come from a vast background of knowledge, particularly in the technology sector, as a CFO. The three major points that I would like to get across are we're a proven team with global marquee customers and alliances. We're based in Canberra, Boston, and London, so we have built an international network for global success. We have global marquee customers such as Northrop Grumman, Thales, Australian Department of Defence, Attorney General's Department, very big marquee names. We're strong in the defence and intelligence customer base. I'll talk a little bit about that and how we're expanding out of that. And we have a great co-sell arrangement with Microsoft to expand out of that segment of the marketplace at the right and opportunistic time. We have key partnerships with, global national companies such as Thales, Raytheon, Forcepoint, and KPMG. So we're in a very good position. We have validated award-winning products, and the company itself is an award-winning company. Only 2 weeks ago, we won the Australian Defence Industry Cyber Business of the Year as voted by our peers. We have 2 technology products which are certified and accredited by the Australian Department of Defence and the US Department of Defence. And we also have accredited protection layers for those certifications up to and including top secret. So when you're investing in cybersecurity and information security in particular, which is what we do, or data-centric security, it's always good to know that you're being externally validated as a company. Right market, right time. We're in the fastest growing sector of the cybersecurity market, which is the information security market or data-centric security market. And I'll talk a little bit about that. But the compound annual growth rate is currently at 23%. It's expected to be a very large market over the next couple of years, importantly being driven by new compliance requirements such as zero trust. Increasing number of data and IP breaches, cybersecurity is not going away. The geopolitical circumstances of which we face today and the defence spending that's going into this, as well as intelligence spending, is at a record high globally in its history. $2 trillion are expected to be spent over the next 2 years alone. So that's a brief overview. How have we been faring, and particularly our last year's financial results? Well, it's just one of continued successful strategic execution. Licensing revenues up 126%, 70% growth of annual recurring revenue, strong cash position. We just completed the largest deal in the company's history. It's a $7 million deal with the Australian Department of Defence to implement cogency. And of course, we've completed our acquisition of CyberPoint. Gross margins are high at 70%, and the financial outlook is extremely strong with a 9.5 million of cash receipts already identified to be booked this financial year alone. And that defence deal will promote a 60% revenue growth. Last year we did 4.6 million. It was about static. What was important to note was the huge increase in annual recurring revenue. Sales had dropped off with the effects of COVID in terms of services, but those services are back now this year as well, and we expect to have a strong financial year moving forward. What do? We're in the cybersecurity industry, but we really focus on access to information, access controls to the data itself. As I mentioned, the tailwinds for that are strong, $40 billion industry by 2030 at a compound annual growth rate of up to 30%. in that sector alone. There's only a handful of companies that do this around the world, and we are one of them. It's a new sector of the market, and it is certainly the most important. Why? Because why do cybersecurity firms attack you? They're after your data. So data-centric security is now taking over as the most prominent set of controls outside of network controls. We do this through 3 tiers. It's our innovation and our ability and our thought leadership with zero trust, particularly to data and data-centric security. And we are fed this into the government and defence market, which is the leading edge of that, and understand the need and have the most sensitive data to be protected. We currently protect deployed networks for Australian Department of Defence, as well as their special access programs, which they share with allies. And their allied sharing of information is critical, particularly with the advent of AUKUS, the Quad, and the Five Eyes community. We also then leverage our partnerships to sell through and sell to, and our clients and our alliance partners are already our clients. We have 2 primary products to do this. One is Codency, which is an all-encompassing secure collaboration platform, and NC Protect, which enables the Microsoft Business application suite to have that sort of granular policy enforcement control for data, which Microsoft doesn't do, which is why they're so supportive of us. How does that work in reality? It works through attributes. Who you are, where are you, what device, what data are you trying to access? Policies are wrapped around that, and then we apply smart, intelligent controls over that, which contextually change your access depending upon who you are, where you are, and what you're trying to access. And that means that it's almost invisible to the user, but it's very effective in controlling it. It also helps with that whole work from home dynamic, which the pandemic brought forward. We have several revenue threads that we look at. We're highly focused on defence industry. Why? Well, just in Australia alone, $274 billion are going to be spent over the next 10 years. Out of that, $15 billion just on information cybersecurity. That's a place to be, particularly when the outlook for the global economy looks like it's retracting. Defence industry, which feeds off all of that money, also needs to have secure supply chains and the ability to provide their partners in that supply chain security to meet the compliance requirements of defence to participate. And we see ourselves as being the shared services platform for the defence industry to defence globally. Microsoft Co-sell, as I mentioned, Teams, for example, went from 65 million daily users to 130 million daily users overnight with the pandemic. With the rollout of that collaboration and work from home inside and outside of the enterprise, that has changed network security and enterprise security forever. And it's now about the data and how can we secure that data wherever it goes and wherever it travels. And Microsoft at the forefront of that in terms of collaboration, being the largest company in the world, important to have that relationship with them. Other targeted accounts for selling NC Protect globally include Thales, Raytheon, and those other alliance partners. We've been very successful with the Department of Defence. We're taking that award, the $7 million award. We've also won a KPMG to provide the Department of Defence their data security architecture for the whole of defence. We're also protecting their deployed networks. So the products are well entrenched, that we're landing, we're expanding, and we want to take our share of that $15 billion. More importantly, we use them as a reference. So it's not only for revenue, it's a referenceable clients for overseas. The reference that you can see there, we had to lock everything down so that very few users could access content to the extent that it inhibited our ability to collaborate and share with our partners. That's what we solve. And that's an important thing, as you would understand, with the geopolitical climate, the rise of China and the issues in the Pacific and the war in Ukraine. So it is something that we're seeing. We don't just do defense. We have global clients in the intellectual property industries, including Corning, which is our manufacturer of intelligent smart glass, Care First in the health sector. We have DHL in Europe, Bank of Finland, SAP is a client, Telstra. So we do have marquee clients. I've mentioned the Microsoft partnership. We have a co-sell arrangement with them, which means they get quota relief for selling NC Protect to their clients. Other alliances there, which we have talked about, are very strong. We are building that. We're using this as a sales force multiplier to expand our market while maintaining our cost base. The outlook is strong. Minimum growth this year already booked is 60% year-on-year growth from last year. We have 9.5 million minimum cash receipts. Core gross margins are good, and obviously we are managing and looking at our cash balance and our cash burn very tightly to get to towards cash flow neutral as fast as possible. So why invest in us? We are, as I said before, proven, experienced executive team. We have proven and awarded products, and we're an awarded company, and we're in the right market at the right time. So I'd be happy to take any questions. Thank you very much for the opportunity.